Look, lithium batteries are, as I've said before, great for powering smartphones, watches, laptops and small devices like that. But you put a whole bunch of them together, like in an EV or a battery energy storage system, and you have one massive incendiary device just waiting to go off. Last week, one of the largest battery storage systems in the US burned to the ground, taking gigawatt hours of batteries with it and pumping tons of highly toxic hydrogen fluoride gas into the air, which, when it comes into contact with anything with moisture, like your eyes or lungs for example, turns into hydrofluoric acid. Just go and watch season 1 episode 2 of Breaking Bad to see what that stuff can do. And now my home country of Australia is suffering from a bout of hydrofluoric acid poisoning, as a warehouse in Melbourne goes up in flames, showing once again just how fragile and dangerous these batteries can be when they're concentrated in large quantities. But on this same topic, there's very interesting news from China, so stay tuned for that. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney-based YouTuber. Be sure to follow me on the usual socials for more content, links in the description, and if you haven't already, just click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you'd like to make a small contribution to this channel, why not buy me a coffee? Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. We'll get to the Melbourne fire in a minute, but firstly some counterintuitive news coming out of China, which, as we know, is the home of EVs and electric scooters. And as a result, they have a ton of these janky things catching fire. You just have to go and watch a few China Observer videos for a taste of that. And I bet these incidents don't get into the ridiculously fake global EV fire figures that we're always beaten over the head with by the evangelists. So it's fascinating that they're actually abandoning lithium-ion batteries for older, safer technology, tacitly admitting that the damn things catch fire too often. China urges citizens to trade in old lithium e-bikes for newer lead-acid electric bikes. In what might seem like a head-scratcher, China is now urging its citizens to trade in their lithium-ion battery-based electric bikes for newer models with sealed lead-acid batteries, SLAs. Electric bicycles are an incredibly popular form of travel in urban areas in China. An estimated 350 million electric two-wheelers of various forms travel the roads and bike paths of China. Most e-bikes in China look more like what we would call scooters or mopeds, and many families as well as young adults rely on these e-bikes for daily transportation. While they technically require pedals and a maximum speed of 25 km per hour to qualify as e-bikes in China, most users remove the pedals and effectively operate them as scooters. SLA batteries, usually in the form of absorbed glass mat AGM SLAs, have been commonly used in electric bicycles in China for decades. In fact, the technology for lead-acid batteries is over 100 years old, and early electric cars sold at the start of the 1900s were powered by lead-acid batteries. Over the last decade or so, China has seen a shift from older AGM batteries, which are heavy and bulky, toward lighter and longer-lasting lithium-ion batteries. However, safety concerns regarding rare yet dangerous lithium-ion battery fires have put a pause on that proliferation. The government instituted new safety standards for lithium-ion batteries in e-bikes last year, but there's also been a major pushback toward AGM batteries for the domestic market. Even major technological leaders in the industry, such as Yadea and NIU, produce many AGM-based e-bikes for the domestic market, while exporting primarily lithium-ion battery e-bikes abroad. Thanks very much for that. Now we're seeing China's Ministry of Commerce, MOC, announcing new policies to further promote trade-ins of lithium-ion battery e-bikes for AGM models. The new MOC policy includes subsidies, of course, to help individuals buy eligible new models. But don't you dare say that lithium-ion batteries are fire-prone, because that's misinformation, of course. And a towering cloud of toxic misinformation is currently rising above Melbourne, as a warehouse full of guess what, is belching out lots of environmentally friendly smoke. Melbourne warehouse fire fuelled by lithium-ion batteries sends smoke over Cheltenham and Moorabbin. An intense battery-fuelled fire which sent thick smoke over suburbs in Melbourne's southeast has been brought under control. Fire Rescue Victoria FRV said a 000 caller reported that lithium-ion batteries had caught fire at a Cheltenham warehouse in Chesterville Road at about 8:30 a.m. The blaze swiftly took hold of two adjoining warehouses belonging to the Phoenix Technology Group, which were both destroyed by the fire. Barry Gray, FRV Assistant Chief Fire Officer and Incident Controller, said the fire started in a warehouse which contained 3,000 lithium-ion batteries. He said it then spread to a second warehouse holding satellite dishes and antennas, mostly contained in cardboard boxes. Phoenix said all employees were safe and the cause of the fire was not yet clear, but it was not believed to be deliberate. Well, I'm almost certain it wouldn't be deliberate. It's just one of those many thousands of cells comprising those batteries decided it had had enough of life and short-circuited itself to death, taking the entire warehouse with it. FRV said around 25 fire trucks, including 2 ladder platforms and a teleboom, and 70 firefighters responded to the incident at its peak. It said it took fire crews about 2.5 hours to contain the 70-metre by 80-metre blaze. As of 2:30 p.m, the fire was brought under control, but part of Chesterville Road was expected to remain closed for the rest of the day. Let's just take a quick look at the video here. Cheltenham Volcano, it's been called. Yeah, that's nasty. Very, very nasty. Mr. Gray said firefighters had not yet been able to access the warehouse containing the batteries and were likely to remain on scene overnight into Friday. He said there was a risk the batteries could go into thermal runaway, where they would continue to generate heat and burn. Oh dear me, I think that ship has well and truly sailed. You'll be putting those things out for weeks. Apparently some of the appliances sent to the fire failed and had to be replaced. But don't worry, it won't be long before shiny new electric trucks will be along in the People's Republic of Victoria, powered by, lithium-ion batteries. Great idea. But seriously, carbon dioxide bad, hydrogen fluoride good. Harmless CO2 which humans exhale with every breath and is essential for plant growth to provide the food to keep us all alive is demonized and limited, while vomiting out tons of one of the most toxic gases on the planet is just all fine and dandy. And every litre of that water used for firefighting will be highly contaminated from the contents of those batteries and will have probably, I don't know, just run off into the drains. Also great for the environment. None of this makes any sense, of course, but with net zero, nothing does.